Rush1n Rascals. What is up, subs and grubs? My name is Jack Cypher, and today on Rush1n Rascals, we are going to be taking a look at the WZ Blaze and the 112 Glacial. These tanks have just come into the store for the price tag of 7,500 gold if you want to get this in a bundle, or you can get them separately. The Blaze is for 3,000 and the WZ is for 5,500. First game, we're going to be taking a look at Robotic Sniper in his WZ Blaze. Now, what do you need to know about the Blaze? This thing is a very particular tank. It's sitting with almost no armor, but most tanks can't HE it. You have low mobility, average DPM, good penetration, and high alpha. So this is almost like a tier 7 SU-130 PM, just a Chinese knockoff, if you know what I mean. So anyways, this tank, it's going to be very particular to the person who is playing it. It's not going to be for every man. It's not going to be for every tanker. So anyways, you really gotta know what kind of playstyle you are if you are wanting to pick up this tank. Now, right off, will I say this thing is worth it? Nah. I think there's better things you can get your money on. Collectors, you're gonna absolutely love this tank. So for aesthetic purposes, also you cannot remove the camo, but that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to tell you whether you should get your hands on the tank. Well, statistic wise, this thing is a very average tank. Playstyle wise, this thing is actually really fun. Now, Robotic Sniper, we do not have the ability to play a TD role, as for the fact that we are sitting on Fort Despair. So we are gonna have to play this more of like a peekaboom tank, and that's exactly what Robotic does. We are up in the front line, more of a second line area, but we are able to put that big alpha out, pull back, reload, and do it all over again without ever breaking a sweat, and Robotic does it greatly. So anyways, just as you can see, we're already at 2,600 damage, and Robotic, he's taking damage, but that's because he's being pushed. But the only reason he's doing so well is because he is playing that peekaboom role. Now, this thing does have it's kind of like a Russian gun. It's not that accurate. I'll just quit trying to say it fancy. It is not an accurate gun whatsoever, but just with a little bit of aiming, I think it has a 3.4 second aim time. I could be wrong. I'm just going off the top of my head. But with that aim time, you just have to wait a little bit. And once you do wait, you will be rewarded with a lovely 400 alpha. This thing will normally roll, if you are getting lucky, this thing will normally roll for about 400, but that all just really depends on what RNG is blessing you with at the time. So 2-on-2, we got a Tiger 1 and the AMX M445, and he is going to go down. And Robotic and this VK36H are going to work on this Tiger, and you, of course, knowing that this video is being featured, you know exactly what is going to happen. We are already at 3,100 damage. Robotic has done a lovely job this game. Can we get the shot? Putting a nice Pramo shot right into there. As you can see, it does have decent penetration, be able to pen the upper and lower play of a Tiger 1. But still, it is not the best that it could be. Great job to Robotic Sniper, sitting almost at 3,500 damage with 4 kills. Lovely job, of course, getting the Ace Top Gun and High Caliber. We are going to be moving on to Death by Rubber Ducky in the WZ Glacial. Now here we have Death by Rubber Ducky, and he is in our WZ-112 Glacial. This is the tank that you can pick up for 5,500 gold, and honestly, I'll just say it right off the bat, there are better things that you can get. For me, the thing that gets me on this tank, I've not purchased it yet, but the thing that gets me on this tank is I absolutely love the camo on this thing. I love things that have to do with blue, frost, snow, ice, anything in that kind of area. I love the look of it, and with this Ice Dragon camo that is permanently attached to it, it's quite pleasing to the eye, if you know what I mean. Anyways, on to the statistics of this tank. Like I said, there are better things you could pick up for a lower price, but that is not the point of this video. Let's talk about the armor. The armor is similar to that of a WZ-113, just a smaller slanted upper plate. You have a big lower plate that is easily penned by anything and everything. Lovely Alpha with the 122mm gun. It's kind of like an IS-5 gun. It's not as good as the IS-3 or the Object 252U guns, but it does the job, and it does it well. Pen is sitting pretty average for its standard and Pramo, but the HE is sitting at 65, which will get through a lot of low armored vehicles, so do keep that in mind when you are playing this tank. The cupolas on the top of the tank are very weak, and around the gun mantlet, with some tanks with high Pramo penetration, you will be able to penetrate the cheeks, so do keep that in mind. The forward, oh, my mind is going all over the places, all over the place. The speed of this tank is actually pretty lovely. You can hit speeds up to 40 kilometers per hour depending on what kind of slope and terrain you are on. Yeah, there's just not much to say about this tank. It's basically your average Russian style low down tank.
Did you tell them to get their merch yet?
Oh, by the way, Jet says get your merch. Not sure how we're doing that. We shut down the website, but hey, get your merch. I don't care how you do it. Anyways, so I'm gonna be putting a HE shell into the backs of the AMX M4 blah blah blah. Anyways, moving on to the rest of these guys. Helsing is going to be taken out by the Emil, and we're going to come around the back of this Emil 1 and the T-28 Defender, already sitting at 2100 damage, and more damage is to be claimed by our hero, Death by Rubber Ducky. So, this tank, there's several different factors about this tank that do make it worth the price tag on it. First of all, the armor. This thing is an amazing side scraper, just like that KV4 setup. Without that slanted pike nose, you are able to get amazing side scraping positions as long as you are able to hide your massive lower plate. That spaced side armor is going to block a whole ton of troll shells. T-49s are going to have a heyday trying to penetrate you in the side. You have almost no armor in the rear. It's pretty average. You won't be HE'd by very many things, but do keep in mind that it is going to be a little bit harder than usual to avoid bouncing, to avoid being penetrated in the rear. It does have interesting slanted plates on the back, so do keep that in mind when playing it. But as we are nearing the close of our game, and our hero gives a lovely love tap soon, eventually. Come on, there we go, 55 damage. As our hero gives him a little love tap, sadly does not get the 5th kill. We wonder, is this tank actually worth it? Well, let's review the game real quick, and then I'll tell you my final thoughts. First class with the top gun of the 30 and 3100 damage with 4 kills, 112,000. Hey, that's kind of a funny number of credits to make. Anyways, great job, Death by Rubber Ducky. The game was quite lovely to view. Anyways, my final thoughts on this bundle that you can get. Is it worth the price? Well, if you are a collector, I will say yes. If you are a newer player and you want to get into the game and you want a really good tank to get in with, might not be your best tanks to get in with. I'd even say maybe this T-34 would be even a better bundle to get. I don't know. It's really up to you and your play style. And again, collectors, I encourage you to get the Ice Dragon just because it looks absolutely amazing. Anyways, if you did like this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button, smash subscribe, hit us up in the comments below. Any link for this channel you would ever need, of course, is in the description below. One and all wait, what? Yeah, my brain just went dead. So, bye!